Alex here from Everyday Foods Cooked Every Day, and today I'm cooking one of my favorites. It's delicious, it's Tourlou. It's a Greek vegetarian meal that is quick and easy. I've already prepared some of the vegetables. I've got a head of broccoli, just the florets, 2 medium-sized zucchinis cut in bite-sized chunks, a red and yellow capsicum, 1 medium carrot, 1 eggplant cut in bite-sized chunks, and I'm slicing the onions. I'm going to finish slicing these two as well. To that I'm going to add garlic, tomato and potatoes. Here I'm just going to finish slicing the onions, and we'll go from there. Okay, the onions have been sliced. All I need to do now is peel some potatoes and cut them into bite-sized chunks. Peel 5 and crush 5 cloves of garlic as well, and also get a can of really good quality tomatoes and cook it off a little bit, get some of that acid out of it, and get it ready to add to the mixture, because the whole thing is going to go in the oven. These are nice and clean. I've just given them a bit of a rinse, so I'm going to leave the skin on, and I prefer the skin on. It's a little bit more nutritious. So I'm just going to cut them into bite-sized chunks. This is such an easy recipe, and again, the sum of its parts do not make justice to the finished product, because it is unbelievably delicious. I've got a nice bit of garlic here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 4 to 5 cloves, depending on your own particular taste. You can have more or less. If I had my way, I'd put a lot more than 4 or 5 cloves of garlic in, because I love garlic. But anyway, and what I'll do is I'll chop it up finely, put a little bit of salt on it, and I'll crush it, and I'll show you what I do. And here I have 4 large cloves of garlic, and what I'll do now is I'll just slice them. Okay, I won't bore you with it. I'll just slice the other 3 and then we'll come back. Back here with my favourite knife, and basically I'm just going to chop them as finely as I can. I'm going to turn them into a paste. It's not hard to do. And you really need a wide bladed knife to do this. That's why I'm using this one. So I've sliced it, it's reasonably fine. I'm going to put this is cooking salt, about a teaspoon of it on there. Okay, and then what you do is you just run your knife and you just keep working the garlic. The salt is, of course, is an abrasion, and it helps to crush it and turn it into a paste. And just keep going like this, and it won't take long. This will be a nice paste of garlic. After my first video, I went back and saw, dear, how many mistakes did I make? So if I can learn a little bit from every video that I make, eventually it'll get better and better. Obviously, that's an obvious thing. And that's what I look forward to, and that's what I'm trying to do now. So I've worked the garlic. It needs to be done a bit more, and then I'll come back to you when it's finished. There we go. The garlic has been crushed to the level that I want it crushed. I've got my potatoes chopped sitting here, my onions sliced, my red and yellow capsicums, carrots, can you see the zucchini, the broccoli, and of course one of my favourite, most underrated vegetables, eggplant. I don't like peeling the whole skin on the outside. I leave a little bit of skin on. Most of the skin is peeled, and then I just chop them up and let them rest a little bit. Okay, now I've got my oven-proof dish warming up, and it's warming up nicely. In this bowl, I've got a can of tomatoes, 400 grams worth of really good quality tomatoes. And what I'll do, I'll just roughly cut them because they're actually, oh, the smell, you should smell this, it's so nice. And once you've roughly chopped them up, add about half a teaspoon of salt in there and give it a good mix. And there we go. That's it. Wasn't hard. I'll put this here. Okay, so in here I'm going to put some olive oil because I'm going to saute the onions and the garlic now. And then I love my olive oil. This is an Australian olive oil. It's first pressed virgin olive oil. I love it. The quality is amazing. Anyway, I can rave, can't I? So once this is warmed up a little bit, I'm going to add the onions and saute them, and I'm going to add my garlic in there as well. So let it heat up a little bit more and we'll go from there. Haven't put the onions in there yet, but what I'll do is I'm going to coat all my vegetables except for the potatoes, not the potatoes. I'm going to coat them in this mixture here. So you put the zucchini in, okay, and the carrots. Give them a bit of a coat, get a tomato, just the capsicum, I'm sorry, red and yellow capsicum, and my favourite, eggplant. Now this requires a lot of oil and a lot of salt, but we'll add salt later into the dish. So give this a good mix. Make sure that it's all coated with the tomato, and it's got a little bit of salt in it. You don't want to add too much, not yet anyway. You do that later. And now it's absorbing a lot of these tomato, the flavour of the tomato. Let it sit here for a few minutes. Now, in the meantime, what I'll do next is, yes, it's nice and hot. I will put my onions in and then start sauteing them. There we go. And what I want here, of course, is to get the onions to release all that water and to start to caramelize that. I want them to caramelize completely, just the starting process, which will bring out all the natural sugars of the onion. And this is the base that we're going to build our vegetables on, our tourlou on. And just give it a good mix, get the oil coating every bit of the onion, and of course it's hot. So we'll get some of these out, and we're talking about everyday foods cooked every day. This is everyday foods. It's delicious, it's easy, it's healthy, and the family loves it, and I love it. I've been cooking this meal for years and years, and anyway, I guess I can rave on a bit. I get excited, I can't help myself. Okay, just keep mixing these in, and we'll add the garlic in. That's a lot of garlic, 4 large cloves, remember? Now this has been cooking for about 2-3 minutes, and it's starting to become a little, well, I haven't seen any colour on it. I don't really want a lot of colour. I don't want a lot of caramelisation. But the onions are becoming nice and soft, and the garlic smells amazing. Now I keep mixing it because I don't want, even though it's on low heat, I don't want to burn the garlic. Because it, well, in my experience, it can get a little bit bitter. The onions and the garlic are ready. Turn the heat down even more. And now I'm just going to add the potatoes in, just to coat them in all the aromas and flavours. Potatoes ready, onions are ready. Yeah, garlic, the smell is amazing. And this is my vegetables that have been in the tomato, and in they go. Here we go. Onions, garlic, potatoes, all my vegetables that have been sitting in the tomato are in there. All I need to do now is add a little bit of, it's a little bit dry, so I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable stock to it. Maybe a cup, maybe a cup and a half, no more than that. And now I'm going to add the broccoli, put the vegetable stock in, and the whole thing is going to go in the oven, 200 degrees centigrade, for 50 minutes. Here we go. It's all in there. This is how much stock I'm going to put in. About half of this large glass. And then I'm going to put a lid on it, and it's going to go in the oven at 200 degrees. Okay, now the lid goes on. And there's the lid, and this whole thing's going to go in the oven, and we'll come back in 50 minutes time. And there we are, we're done. It's in the oven. This has been switched off. It'll cool down, obviously. Stating the obvious. One of the things I do say in the description, and this is one of these beautiful meals, that the sum of its parts don't do it justice for the end result. Because the end result is super delicious, super healthy. And in my experience, my humble experience, every time I cook it, there's usually not much left. My family love it, and they do have more than one serving, and with a nice bit of crusty bread, maybe some feta cheese if that's what you want. Feta, because feta is also salty and it's really creamy, and it goes well with this meal. And again, what do you like? That's important, because what I like doesn't mean that you're going to like it. So feel free to be inventive, feel free to experiment, and change whatever the recipe is to your preference. Okay, 50 minutes has gone by. I haven't actually looked at it yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to be ready. So what I'm going to do now is I'll bring it out of the oven, I'll bring it here, and we'll have a look at it, and I'll have a taste test. Here we are. Can't wait to see what's underneath the lid. There we go. Wow, the aromas, the colours, the texture. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, let's take a taste test and see where we're at. And just get a bit of juice. Oh, this is absolutely everything that I told you about and more. The flavour is unbelievable. It doesn't need salt, doesn't need pepper. There's oh, I'm off the word. Let me just check the potatoes. Oh yeah, the potatoes are absolutely totally cooked. Well, there you have it. Tourlou. It's Tourlou is what vegetarian Greeks eat when they don't want to eat ratatouille or briam. Anyway, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, I should say. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel, and we'll go from there.